girl, you got another one.
Choose your character.
All right. Welcome back to the Geekset podcast, only podcast that blend hip-hop culture and geek culture together. I'm your boy Deuces, and this is 1-on-1 with Deuces, the place where I speak with creators, curators, and people that you should know. And right now, man, we got the amazingly talented, funny, hilarious, just a person that, like, every time you see him on your screen, you are excited because you know that he's either going to make you laugh or something crazy is going to happen. But we have the one and only Malcolm Barrett on with us today. Bro, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm excited, man. You know, we just wrapped up Comic-Con, a couple other cons.
Yeah,
And, you know, I got my show's premiering in about a week and a half, Average Joe, so I'm excited about that. And, yeah, we're just trying to make moves, man.
Now, with your Comic-Con thing with Malcolm and Friends, that's something
Yeah.
that's just something that you just started doing. I guess, like, where did that start? Because I was like, when I was watching it, because, you know, shout out, you know what I'm saying, Carl Jones, we got a mutual homie, you know what I'm saying, and so I was tapping in, kind of see what he was on. But then I was like, wait a minute, like, this is like a live podcast, or what? Like, it was crazy, but it seemed very, very dope of what you was doing. So I wanted to know, like, I guess what started the Malcolm and Friends?
A breakup, I
Oh,
feel like.
okay.
No, I mean, the way it started was my boy Dan Evans, who does a bunch of panels at Comic-Con, who's a buddy of mine for years, was like, I think I had been going on a breakup at the time, and was just like, one, I think I was just trying to figure out what I was doing in general, and then also, you know, he had gotten sick when he was supposed to host a panel. He hosts his own panel. He hosts a pitching panel, and he hosts a thing called the Blurred panel.
Okay.
So I had guest hosted the Blurred panel when he got sick. And then after that, he was like, look, you're good at this. You should host your own panel. And I was like, I don't know what that would be. He was just like, just do a panel. And I was like, okay, Malcolm and Friends. And it literally, the first year was just, every year is friends of mine. You know what I mean? So like first year, I think I was coming off of maybe the second to last season of The Boys.
Okay.
And Claudia Dumit, who's a good friend of mine, who I was on a show called Timeless with.
Yes.
And we're both on The Boys, which was created by Eric Kripke, who also created Timeless. So I had her there. I had my friend Danny Fernandez, who's a writer and an actor. I had my friend Jay Washington, who's a comic, Eugene Bird. I think Phil Lamar, who I'm friends with, dropped by there and just came on the panel. I'm trying to think. Fantastic Frankie might have been that year.
Shout out Frankie.
So that was my very first year. It was basically whoever I was friends with and was already going to be at Comic-Con. That's the key to Malcolm and Friends, is that they have to be a friend because I can give them nothing. But time on my panel. And Carl, I'd actually ran into him at a DreamCon, and we wound up having a booth next to each other. So, you know, and we kept contact, and it was like, you know, do my panel. He said yes. And so we've had a lot of great guests throughout the years. Kayla Cooper, who wrote Megan,
Nice.
Lamont McGee, who is on Young Jedis, and a lot of different folks. This year was cool. We had Seth Green, we had Carl Jones, we had Tracy Toms, we had DR Kilpatrick from DR from Detroit, who, you know, we both have shows that are produced by BET and are now on Paramount Plus.
Yep.
But we also went to college together.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
Ahmed Best, who's Jar Jar,
Yeah.
and the Sabered Hand, who's, you know, a Jedi now, Kelleran Beck. So we've been boys. We were in a theater company together.
Yeah.
Like I've known him. Like he's directed me. Like I've written plays that he's played a part in, and we've acted together. So literally everybody, even Seth Green, we know each other just through all this shit. You know, I've done a pitch up room with him or something like that. So it's just, it really is people that are my buddies, and I make it people that are my buddies so that I can make fun of them without getting anyone mad. It's really what it is. It's a chance to give people their flowers and make fun of my friends.
Right, and you know, that's what when I the clips that I was seeing and everything, I was like, man, it just seems like just mad fun, which is also hilarious because, like I said, you know, knowing, you know, to hearing them over there, and like I said, when you every time you are like on damn internet, you scary or you're doing anything with Pat or anything like that, it's like when you get introduced to you as an actor, like, yeah, you be in like a lot of funny stuff or you do like a lot of funny shit or, you know, weird shit that's in those movies and in those shows. But then when you like get to see you like hosting or just genuinely acting, like chilling with your friends, you're like, oh man, I want to kick it with Malcolm Barrett, bro. like, hey, Malcolm funny as hell. Like it's just it's a really dope insight into you as a person, you know, and because it's like, you know, you I feel like in today's world, Hollywood has shown us like all types of actors, right? Like you see the thespian, the one who's like very highbrow and everything like that. But then you see like the relaxed, you know what I'm saying, actor who's like, oh shit, I could probably walk up to Malcolm. We probably can chop it up over a beer or some whiskey real quick. Just have a good quick conversation.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
Don't
like
walk
it's
up to
really
me though.
dope kind of see that.
Yeah, don't walk up to me though. I don't want nobody. Please don't be that accessible.
Now, but so you know, you have layers to you as Malcolm in the Malcolm Barrett universe. It was the thing that
Okay.
you know, like I said, I'm a researcher. I try to call myself, I like to be the Black Nardwuar and try to go deep, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It's just people's history and everything. So the very first thing that I hit was your musical career.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Verbal the Rapper, which I was like, oh shit. And bro, I immediately fell in love with Hero in a Hoodie. Hero in a Hoodie,
Oh wow.
for me, like when I heard it, like I played it a couple of times and I said, this definitely sounds like the high arc of a movie, like of the superhero. Like, you know, like if you think like Into the Spider-Verse, like when Miles is falling upside down,
Yeah.
instead of What's Up Danger, I can hear Hero in a Hoodie. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh man, and knowing you was as a blurred yourself, a lover of superhero comic books and things like that, was that the like was and then you also the music video was shot on the set of Timeless, so I was like, all right,
Yeah.
there's a lot that's going on here. But going into that music or that song specifically, was that the intention, like making like this hero anthem or something like that?
It was. I mean, so the joke on set, one, the idea for that song was in my head for a while. I mean, if you don't know, it's a basically a remix or a cover of a Jaden Smith's Icon song.
Yep.
So if you watch the video, I basically steal what he does in the video. I do and I directed the video. I directed the video on like my lunch break during
Fire.
Timeless. Yeah, and it was like basically if you look at it, I'm basically recreating his video, but instead of whatever that futuristic car is, I use our time machine.
Yeah.
Right. So it was, and you know, the running thing on the show that I would call myself was the hero in a hoodie. And it also was around the time that Luke Cage was around. And so I was really just trying to promote this idea of like these black folks in hoodies who are positive. Because also, if you look at it, it was around the time of like, not necessarily Mike Brown, but you know, I can think of a million kids shot by cops.
Yeah.
But you know, there was one where it was like, oh, he was wearing a hoodie or something. So it was really a way to take back these stereotypes about black folks and about black men, and it was great because the very first poster for Timeless is literally me in a hoodie running. You know, and to have that imagery of a black man in a hoodie running to save you,
Right.
as opposed to having it be this sort of demonized image was like very important to me. And so I ran with it. Me and the cast always talked about it. And for the longest time, you know, like I said, I'm a rapper. I you know, I was an aspiring rapper growing up. So I had these lyrics in my head for the longest time, and had the chorus in my head. And then I was going back and forth trying to get something done with production. And they were very cool about it, right?
Yeah,
Because literally,
like that was because like usually that's like $1 million budget like, with the stuff like on the set that you was.
well, yeah. Well, here's the thing: the set's already there.
Yeah.
The only thing they did was like two things happened. One, I got my boy Jose Figueroa. I might be saying his name wrong. I apologize. I haven't talked to him in a little bit, but he worked camera on the show. And then he was trying to do more Steadicam stuff. So I made him DP for this. I was like, do you want to do this? So I had a guy from Timeless, do Steadicam on there. And then literally I just had the gaffers, the lighting crew, like one or two guys, because they're on lunch too, like literally we're on lunch. Yeah. So I literally just had, I think it was my day off, and it was like, I literally just was like, can you guys just turn these lights on? So literally the video starts, it's just them flipping whatever switch allows these lights on. And that's it. There's no real costume. It's my clothes. It's the lighting that's there. It's the cameraman who works there. And Claudia is in, Claudia again.
Right.
She's on set. So I just had her. I was like, hey, I just need you to just roll through here, do a quick cameo. And she's so silly. She was like, she did it. So it was very easy. I did it in I want to say a half hour. Yeah. Cause it's really only, it's 3 setups. It's me rapping the lyrics, and then it's the sort of dancing, and then just throwing away, whatever you want to do, capture.
Yeah, no, it was dope.
Really easy.
It was very, very dope. And I was like, man, it's like I said, I watched the video, then I listened to the song a couple of times more, and I was just like what stood out for me, because there's a lot of actors, who also do music and everything like that. But and even with you saying that you was an inspiring rapper, beforehand and everything, you can tell, because as a rapper myself, like I said, I listen to lyrics. I'm more on that side. Like I focus on the lyrics more outside of the sound. However, I am very, very aware of today's time, where sound, melodies, and things like that, and the blending of the lyrics with a modern sound that is palpable. Fuck that word. That people can
palatable.
Yes,
palpable. They both work.
But it was like, what I'm saying, it was very, very dope and refreshing to hear that, because that's kind of like my same approach that I had with music. Like I was able to connect with you on a more artistic level there, because I can see the intention on what you did with that, not only the song, the production, and the music video. So I was like, I thought it was very, very dope. And then even to learn, it's like there's still a music actor connection with the name, because if I'm not mistaken, your name is from Verbal Kent from the Usual Suspects, right?
Good job. Yeah, no. So I actually, I grew up in Brooklyn, and I was a battle rapper for a while. Like I was battle rapping. I used to freestyle and all of that. That's why we freestyle. That's how, that's how me and Utkarsh, if you saw the Malcolm and Friends panel, Utkarsh Ambedkar, who's now probably most famous for Ghosts, but was also part of Freestyle Love Supreme with Lin-Manuel Miranda. We went to college together. So we freestyled together and did all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I've been doing this I've been battle rapping since I was like 16 years old. I have one album by myself and maybe 2 albums with my buddy Brandon Scott, who's a singer actor. We call ourselves Verbal and Icarus. Yep. But yeah, Verbal came before that. I was Tourette's because you never knew what I was going to say. Fuck. And then there was Verbal Kent directly after Usual Suspects. You're exactly right. And then I was like, I just didn't want to have the name of someone else. So I think at some point I just started going by Verbal the Rapper, or just by Verbal or something like that.
Do you are you still tapped into the battle rap world? Like, do you watch URL TV at all?
Yeah, I mean, I watch all of that all day. I'm like freaking Al Bundy watching old clips of football. Like I'm like, I wish I was there. Like I wish I was. And actually, when I was I was doing this thing, Memphis Jukin.
I love Memphis, bro. I go down that rabbit hole, bro, on TikTok. As soon as I see, I'm just
yeah. So I wound up writing this dance musical for Lil Buck. Lil Buck became famous because he had this thing go viral with Yo-Yo Ma, and he's worked with Madonna and all these folks. And so I wound up writing this dance musical for him and his troupe of dancers that he was working with. And so I went to Memphis. And so they actually, I think in LA, they had like a competition. So I was in that circle for like a hot minute, just getting some background. I didn't know Memphis, and I didn't know Memphis Jukin, but I knew hip hop. Yeah. And I'm a writer. But because of that, the same venue that they did the Memphis Jukin at, where they did that battle, one of the security guards was a fan of my work and was like, hey, if you want to come back and see the battles or something like that. And I was like, yeah. So I came back and I saw a URL battle in that same venue. So there's one battle, you'll see me in the background. And I think it's the one where it's Sick versus Danny Myers.
Okay.
That whole round of thing. There's a couple folks that are there. I can't remember exactly who it was. It was Sick, Danny Myers, Rum Nitty, Gotti, Geechee Gotti.
Yep.
There was a couple folks. So if you look at that battle, you will see me standing in the crowd, just like chilling.
That's one thing I haven't checked off of my list yet. I need to go to a URL battle. Like right now, I've been so tapped into like the Hitman Holla going against damn near everybody in the whole battle rap universe. Sure. Like even going crazy. But like Murder Mook is like one of my favorite. Hitman Holla I rock with Avert. Like there's a lot of people that I rock with that I'm like I would love to see live. I just haven't got a chance to go to one of those URL battles. So I know that energy, especially for you as a rapper, for you as a lover of battle rap. I know that energy had to feel amazing just to be there.
Oh, it was great because it had been years since I was battle rapping, so I watch it all the time, so it's nice to be there instead of stealing it.
Is there more music to come from you, or like is that chapter closed?
It's definitely not closed. We had a band, me and my boy Verbal and Icarus. We performed with a band. We probably have performed together twice since COVID. Right, because we did a charity thing, and then he started his own sort of alt rock band that he works with, and I've done a song or two with them, or I've performed with them.
Right.
So I think the hope is to just do some more music. Usually when either one of us goes through something, we wind up making some music together.
Right.
So,
something that's inspiring, not just to make music, just to make music. You gotta,
Yeah. So hopefully something bad will happen to me pretty soon, so we can have another album.
So you're the Mary J. Blige of battle rap.
Yeah. Exactly.
But so we talked about it a little bit, but like at DreamCon, like I said, I met you at this year's DreamCon, and one of the things that got announced is that you will be joining as a permanent host on the How to Nerd podcast, and I wanted to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? How did that come about?
Well, I'll tell you how it really started. I used to watch Roast Me from All Def all the time, right? And there would be Kev on Stage and Cadillac Ron and Tahir and Patrick and all
EP,
these.
All of them.
Cadillac Ron, that's not right. I think that's his. I call him Ron, but I think that's his internet name or something like that. But Black Ron, I'm gonna be pissed off so much. Yeah, Black Ron. That's where I don't know where I get Cadillac. I think it's because he dresses like he drives a Cadillac.
He definitely does.
But yeah, I seen that and I wanted to get on there and roast, like really. And I was just trying to figure out how do I do that. And around that time, I had also started doing stand up, and so I saw Tahir at the Pasadena Ice House, maybe. Mm-hmm. And he was cool enough, and I was like, "Hey, man, I'd love it if you could get me on there." And he was like, "I have no control over that whatsoever, but if you want to come to Kev on Stage Studios and do something, maybe we could make something work out." And so basically, I interned for him because it was like during the strike, and I love seeing how all these folks were able to create their own work outside of the classic Hollywood studio system. So and I'm never too humble. I'm never like not humble enough to learn from people, right? Mm-hmm. So I basically interned for him. He'll say I wasn't interning. I say I was, but I also like helped produce his season of the show. Wording is hard. And then I would just be.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That the season that I was there, I produced, not the previous season.
Okay.
And co-producer. But yeah, I was, and while I was there, I'd be hanging around and I'd do different people's shows. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I did his show, Pat's show. How to Nerd was one of the shows that I was just guested on.
Yeah.
And so Brennan Edwards was a producer at Kev on Stage and produces a lot of the material there, if not all of it. And we were trying to come up with an idea for a show because I had done a show way back where I was doing going live with Malcolm, where literally I was just doing an Instagram live interview show with friends of mine, much like Malcolm and Friends. So finally, I was like, we were trying to think of an idea, and he came to me and was like, "Look, there's all these guests you're talking about bringing and doing this." He was like, "How about you just join How to Nerd?" And I was like, "All right." I was like, "Cool," you know what I mean? Because me and Brennan we've been talking more and more, and Brennan, co-hosts How to Nerd along. Along with Cleo Thomas, and then Hippie produces it. So I'd already had a relationship with all these folks. I did an episode or two that went really well. So they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna announce it at DreamCon."
Nice, man, and like you said, it fits so perfectly. I call myself the people's champ because I was in the comments. And I'm talking about during Squadcast, during Damn Internet You Scary, during Zooming with the Homies, like all that. And I worked my way up to where I've interviewed damn near everybody on All Def. I've been on countless To Hear shit, countless past shit. Like I've been on so much, so but I'm still in the comments when I'm not on. So it'd be hilarious because, like I said, people were like, "Bro, why are you here?" I'm like, "Hey, because I'm still a fan of these people and stuff like that." Like so like I understand because you see that like you said, them outside of the traditional Hollywood way and the collective that they built over there and the way they work, it is very, 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 very dope to see. So it's like when you started coming around, again, I'm just, as a fan, I'm looking at it as, oh man, this actor, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even know about the intern and stuff like that. It's like, bro, they got this actor just kicking it with them. Like, this is dope to see. So then when you joined it, to me, I was like, oh, this makes sense. Cause like I said, he's been popping up on a lot of stuff, over there and everything like that. And seeing y'all live and just kind of like really seeing how y'all relationship is, like that friendship, to me, I think that makes the best type of podcast because it is the riffing. It is the being able to joke on each other. It is not taking anything serious.
No, and that one was very scary because Cleo was supposed to be there, but like Cleo had all these big obligations during the thing, that at the last minute, the day of, they were like, "So you're leading it today." So my first time leading How to Nerd was when I got announced to be on How to Nerd.
Well, you did a great job, bro. You killed it, bro.
Thank you. Look, I had a lot of great support. Like all of those folks are really great. To Hear was very strong in there. Pat was there. Brennan was there. So it was a lot of support from everybody else. Because I definitely was like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Like my first time hosting the podcast is the live version of the podcast in a room of like hundreds of people.
Like, but I mean, like I said, you have you have that unique ability to be able to adapt to things like that. And you got to think about, like I said, you did slam poetry, you did battle rapping, you was a playwright, you know what I'm saying, you were an actor. Like I feel like you just, like that moment was going to be like, granted, it's like, man, this is my first, you know what I'm saying, introduction. I got a host, but then also it's just like, all right, I've been here before. I know what to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then, the fans, like I said, we are fans of you and them in general. So I feel like in today's world of like IRL streamers and everything and just knowing more about celebrities, like we understood that, like, all right, Cleo, they're running him ragged through DreamCon right now. So, you know what I'm saying? Like we understood the audible, but it was still like, hey, but it's Malcolm Barrett, bro. Like we good. We in good hands. Now you said that you met Carl at a couple of DreamCons before. Was this like your second DreamCon? I guess how many DreamCons have you been to?
One.
Oh, so you met him at that same DreamCon?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. That was a quick turnaround.
Yeah, that was So the reason I was at DreamCon, I think it was. Oh, this is what it was. I met him at BlurredCon. Right, and okay. I give a lot of credit to Brennan Edwards. I met because the reason I was at DreamCon was because of Brennan. So I met him there, and I was just trying to explore going to cons more in general. I just feel like I don't do it nearly as much as I could, and so I met him there, and we had a booth together, and he was chill, and we chopped it up for just a little bit. And then when I got to DreamCon, I had actual responsibilities. Like I had to do How to Nerd, and I had to do. There's this documentary, We Outside, which is also, which is the Foresting Association, and Brennan, and Tahir and Patrick. So I also hosted that panel.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we were at the airport. I ran into Carl Jones. So we were around each other that I felt comfortable being like, "Hey, do you want to come join my panel?"
Right.
And he said yes, and I was like, "Great." So it worked out, you know.
So you as a person who's been to multiple Comic Cons, and then you come to DreamCon, right, which is more predominantly Black con. I guess how was your experience?
My experience is always Black. Uh, in general, for me,
No matter where I go.
yeah, for me, it's Black as hell. I mean, it's different, like, because I wrote a Comic Con with like 9 friends,
Okay.
you know, and we're all Black, and like, but also Comic Con, I feel like has gotten a bigger. I mean, a lot of these conventions in general have gotten a bigger Black, more a Black audience.
Okay.
But I think things like BlurredCon and DreamCon are very obviously created by Black folks and catering to Black folks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a way different experience in that way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's musical performances that are happening there. Like I think this year, was it Leon, maybe something like that?
Yeah, Wale and Leon Thomas.
Yeah. Like, there's like a do-rag off. You know what I mean? Like it's real Black around there. It's real Black. So it's great. You know what I mean? So the experience is just always really amazing to me. And so I love that energy, and I try and bring that energy to when I host my Comic-Con, you know what I mean? Or when I host my panel, because, I love the panels. I'm a big fan, but it always feels a little stilted sometimes. If you're not at the really big panels,
Mm-hmm.
it can feel, even when you love the stuff, it feels a little slow. But maybe it's because I have ADHD, self-diagnosed. But so for me, I'm like, when I hosted my panel, I'm like, I got to do intro music. I got to get everyone standing up. You know what I mean? I got to, like, we got to just break everything. We got to have a little bit more fun in this,
Yeah, that's good. Like I said, when we do our live podcast stuff like that, that's the first thing I tell people. I'm like, hey, this is not a panel. This is not we sit here and talk and y'all just listen. I'm like, I need y'all to interact with us, yell at us, talk back to us. Like, we having a vibe, kind of like how y'all did How the Nerd. Like, that's how, to me, those are the best type of panels and interactions, because I love community. And again, like I said, even when I got into doing this podcast, like, we call ourselves the only podcast that blend hip-hop culture and geek culture together, but there's a ton of them that do it. I'm taking the Lil Wayne approach, kind of like how he said the best rapper alive, and then at some point
sure.
But the one thing that really made me really want to do this is I was like, saying, when me and my homies, when we talking in Batman, Superman, or Goku or whatever, it sound like barbershop talk. You would swear that we about to throw hands, but we not. We just very, very passionate about this geek shit. Like,
man, I'm on the Discord right now. We having a whole thing about Spider-Man and the government and all this whole thing, man. And Jean Grey and everybody's ages and who needs to do that, and X-23, and if they're, is that the version that we use? Is that the version of Wolverine that we use for this version of the MCU's X-Men and all this sort of thing? So yeah, and I got pissed the other day. He was like, "Well, X-23 is not going to be there." I was like, I didn't even want them in there. You said this might be a good idea. I said, this is how, like, they exist. They're there. We can use them.
Everybody got a theory, and it's like I said, because my thing is, like I said, like, one, I was happy with Spider-Man. I enjoyed Spider-Man fully. Like I said, I think I've expressed that very, very vocally online in multiple ways. But like, I see, to me, I see where the Department of Damage Control is going. I see where, I got a very clear picture in my head on how the future of the MCU and the Mutant Saga is going to go. But again, then, like I said, I'll say it just like it very passionately, but I'm still open to, different opportunities or different, routes. And then somebody says something so matter-of-factly, and I'm like, but that's not what I'm saying. Now you get pissed off, and you're like, wait a minute.
I got a buddy, my boy Jason Johnson. He's a big nerd and he's a journalist. Me and him be getting into it because he's so matter of fact about these things that haven't happened and don't exist yet. Yeah. I'm like, or they could do the opposite. It's a movie that hasn't happened yet. I think anything is possible.
Yeah. Here's what I tell people who are so matter of factly, because I'm like, listen, especially if you are a comic book nerd, like you know that there's different comic book runs where there's canon events and certain things that has to remain the same. But for the most part, some like if me and you wrote the same comic book, like me wrote the same Batman, your Batman run and my Batman run will be different. Yes, we'll have some like the you know what I'm saying, the Waynes is gonna die, the Pearls are gonna drop. Like we're gonna see the beats, like we get it, but it was like, you know what I'm saying, like you may go with Jason Todd, I may go with Damian Wayne, like you know what I'm saying, it's like it's different story beats. So I was like, the best way to accept the MCU, look at it as Kevin Feige's comic book run. It's not going to be beat for beat the comic books, right? No. So it's like, I know the discourse is about Jean and she never been a villain. I'm just like, bro, one, this is before she even learned how to be a superhero. So you know what I'm saying? It was like, you know what I'm saying? Like she hasn't met Charles yet. So yeah, she's a troubled teen. She's gonna have some issues. Like accept it for what it is. Stop trying to be, you know what I'm saying, so matter-of-factly and loyal to the comics. Like this is a whole different run, a whole different story. Like,
my run of Robin would be Damon Wayans. That would not really. Instead of Damian Wayne, I get Damon Wayans.
Damian Wayans in it. Well, you know what I say? I put it out multiple times. I think that what we need to do is we need to grab all of our obscure black superheroes and put them into Avengers type situations. So we need to get Blank Man. We need to get we need to get
Meteor Man,
Hancock. Meteor Man. Yep, Blank Man, Meteor Man, Hancock. So find some way for them to meet, put them in a movie together. Those are our anchor beings. Those are our first 3 anchor beings in this connected universe. And we start building. I would love to see that.
Yeah, I want that the video game. I want that video game of these original black heroes in the video game. That'd be dope.
Hell yeah. So speaking of superheroes, man, and
look at the graphics when you open it up. Look at the motion graphics. Look at the logo. Geekset presents. Well, look at that. This man ain't throwing this together.
You are watching a master at work. Hold up.
All right. Welcome back to the Geekset podcast, only podcast that blend hip-hop culture and geek culture together. I'm your boy Deuces, and this is 101 with Deuces, the place where I speak with creators, curators, and people that you should know. And right now, y'all, I have black royalty on my screen right now. The one and only Reagan Gomez, Gail Bean, Jay Ellis, Walter Jones, Kadeem Hardison. How you doing, bro? Rachel True, Tamala Jones here, Van Lathan right now, man. Deborah Wilson, Tristan Wing, Susan Hayward, Bill Duke, Cleo Thomas, Big Homie Roy Wood Jr., Bill Lamar, Omar Benson Miller, Drummer Boy in the building, Michael James Shaw, the Queen Wolf Tyler, Madam Zay, aka Zayna Bear, Bobby Ray, aka B.O.B., Jamie Gray, Cedric Yarbrough, Kel Mitchell, Miriam A. Hyman, aka Robin Hood, Fantastic Frankie, the CEO of Revolt TV, Detavio Samuel, Danny Nicolette, this is Tim from the Shy, have Patrick Cloud, Gary Anthony Williams, Tanya Denis, Dear Silence, O'Shea Jackson Jr., the homie London Brown, Cynthia Luciette, Carl Jones, Ace Bain, Blas Alonso, Warren Morris. How are you doing, brother? Jordan L. Jones, Diane Ulu, Rob Martin, Invader.
To know that there is a place for people like me to go to. Oh my God.
So, like I said, we got to talk about the obvious. Like I said, a lot of people know you for being in the boys universe.
Sure.
Right. And so here's what I love about one. I'm trying to interview all the black people. So I'm glad that I got you too. Like I said, the only person that I can't get is Jesse. Is H. I can't get a hold of him or his
Jesse.
People. Yeah, I can't get him.
He's moving.
But you know what I love about the boys and the way and the universe that they created. So like you know how like they always say like a hero's death. That's the best way to get somebody out. And like in the comic book, like that's how you show love to somebody. Like they have a good hero's death. I feel like in the boys universe, having the most insane either backstory or something happen to you is like a rite of passage, right? And in your character, like I said, you know what I'm saying, he got his member frozen off, you know what I'm saying, getting it in with an ice lady.
Yeah.
And when you read that about your character, what was your first reaction?
Well, I didn't read it. Eric told me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, because like I said, we've been buddies since Timeless. So we like had a lunch and he was like, here's the character, his dick gets frozen off. This is cool. And I was like, I guess. I was like, I'd rather have superpowers, but this is cool too, I guess. You know. And it wound up being really fun, you know, because I had no idea what the show was going to be at the time. You know what I mean? It hadn't aired yet. There was nothing. He really just approached me, and I was like, and I trust him, and I was like, cool. And then I read the comics, and I was like, great. And the character's not in the comics, so there wasn't anything to really draw from as far as there. Like I knew the world,
right?
Based on reading the comics, but I didn't know the characters. And so it was when I got it, it was really fun because it was me and I should have done the prep work to remember this other dude's name who I worked with, who was an amazing actor, and at some point I'll remember. But he played my counterpart on there, and we're Seth and Evan.
Yeah,
and we're named after Seth Rogen and Evan. They're the writing partners. And so I'd wound up running into Seth and Evan because I also did Preacher, which is produced by them. And I do a lot of what's his name, Garrett, comic book stuff. But yeah, they were telling me, they were like, they almost didn't let them use their names. But I'm glad they did. It was like a nice homage to it. Before actually seeing the real Seth Rogen appear in the final scene. Yeah. Gareth Edwards, that's who it is. Jesus.
Yep. But it was like I said, you got to think those characters. It's crazy that those characters wasn't in the comics but when you see the world that they built, it was like, yes, Vought needs a PR team. Like I said, they're so focused on story and storylines. Like that's in general and everything. And it was always hilarious seeing y'all two together because even the way it was just it just gave me it gave me the sense of nerds who if in real life, if superheroes was for real, nerds having to deal with those superheroes would be all right, boom, I know the perfect story. This is what we gonna sell right here. And it was y'all excitement to every idea and everything.
Yeah.
Even towards the end though, when you had that, you had to have a keeping it real moment with A-Train. You know what I'm saying? When you
I love that. David Reel, that's his name. David, that's who played Evan. But yeah, no, I really wanted that because I also just wanted a scene with another black person. So I really wanted a scene with Claudia because I thought that'd be cool fan service, and we are good friends, and we played love interest last time. The storylines just didn't coincide like that. But it was great to work with Jesse. Jesse's a fun guy. He's a great guy, really good nature to him. He was supposed to do my panel the first year, but just was shooting a movie.
Yeah.
But to have that be our conversation about him trying to rebrand himself as this Afrocentric superhero, as a way to make himself more important and to see his own value there was really cool, and to have it be one of those things of us have this conversation of I see through all of this, blah, blah, blah. I think I'm relatively sure my man Anselm had something to do with that. Anselm is a writer and an actor who wrote on Timeless and had some of the strongest episodes. So I'm sure he had a lot to say in the writing of that. So it was just a great experience to have. The thing about these shows is it's great when you can do something that hits close to home and really says something, even if it's comedic or in some way sinister or sarcastic or parodied. When it's meaningful, it's great to do. And I had there's the stuff that I get to do when I'm pitching on The Boys, which is always, it's a lot of fun. We built this way of speaking with each other in this rapport. But, I think my two standout moments in playing it, for me at least, is the scene where you find out that my dick gets frozen off. Because it's basically almost an AA for victims of superheroes. And so that was really, I was really trying to dig deep on there because I wanted it to be meaningful, and it wound up sticking out for folks. And the exchange that I have with A-Train, not just doing that scene of the pitching and pitching these horrible video games about the transatlantic slave trade. But what's interesting about that, it's that thing of it's not quite code switching on this show, but the thing of what does the conversation look like for Black people talking about these things in front of white folks, as opposed to when they're together or when we're alone with each other. So that was a fun dynamic to play.
Yeah. Is there more for with you in that universe? I know right now we don't know what's to come, but your character made it out. Like,
Yeah, well, that was what's funny is Eric told me, he said, because there's closer to near the end of the season, or the end of last season before the final season,
yeah,
they kill a bunch of people,
yeah,
right? Like Homelander just winds up killing, and so they kill David or they kill Evan, my partner,
mm-hmm.
and Eric told me that they pitched that they killed me, and he was like, "Fuck you." I was like, "Yes." So yeah, I do exist in the universe. And by the time this will air, this will probably be a week from now. But literally a couple of days ago, or when this airs, it'll be a week ago. That we just launched the VCU, the VOT Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
So my character, if you look on, it's got I think close to 1 million views on Instagram right now. But it's my character pitching
mm-hmm.
to Giancarlo Esposito's character, the VCU, the whole rollout.
Yeah.
And it winds up being that the logo looks like dicks. But yeah, it's in true the boys fashion, winds up being this whole downfall that's this very sophomoric humorous downfall. And it's shot almost like The Office or a mockumentary of me pitching this and then having this downfall and realizing it all fucked up. So it was great because it was a way to bring my character back, at the same time a way to launch the VCU. And like I said, we're at close to 1 million views in like 2 days. So I know the VOT cinematic universe is widening and expanding in a couple different ways. I don't know quite in which way, and I don't know quite where my character will be in the future. But yeah, the announcement of the VOT cinematic universe is official.
You know what? And I think that's what it is, because the creators of the boys, and the VOT social media page, they do a good job of this meta world that they created that we sometimes don't know. Was this just like a fun thing, or is this like something for real? I remember watching, I was like, oh, this is maybe just they just giving us a little, some little extra content, not really thinking like, oh, this is really the future, or like maybe like this, so like I said, I think that's where it came. It's like I thought that was just like, oh, we had some extra stuff to do while on set, and we just put this content out. Like I didn't.
Yeah, no, hey, not everything is content. Some things are actual shows.
Yeah,
yeah,
they do a great job at that, man. So like, I'm excited for that because, like I said, your character, like I said, is you often play a character that is more reactive to the world, and it was like to me that is exactly how a PR person would be in that world, trying to find their footing. But then also like, damn it, like it's you on edge because of how Vault is ran, how the soups run. You just really trying to stay alive, but you also got these ideas that you want to get out there.
Yeah, basically.
Let's talk Average Joe, man. Average Joe was one of those gem of shows that it was like, because you know what, like BT Plus gets a bad rap. It was getting a bad rap, for a while.
Well, it don't get any rap anymore because
anymore. But it was like, so I know a lot of people didn't get to Average Joe at first, but then when people I think what I saw the most of was a lot of people like, hey, yo, watch Average Joe. Like, this show is crazy. And like I said, you played Leon in this show alongside, best friend of Deion Cole's character, and you play this character so well, bro. Like I want to say again, like, you play a character that is like, you're in this world where you're like, all right, I ride for my peoples, but also you have a level of realism. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, spoiler alert for those who haven't watched season 1. We're going into season 2. But it's like, even like that moment that you have with your wife where you're like, man, let's get out of here. Like we good. You have a moment where you rolled with the homie, but then you was like, man, I think we went too far.
Yeah.
So I was like, what was your approach to that role in general?
Well, this role was a real blessing for me and came at the exact right time. I feel like a lot of my career, I'm the only Black person on the show. And as a result of that, as I've been able to craft my career, I usually make sure I'm the smartest person in the room as a result of that. Because I never want to I very rarely, if it doesn't make sense, want to play the fool on an all white show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so what was great is this role came about the same time as The Changeling with Lakeith Stanfield, where I got to work with these all black casts. And that one was sort of a dark fairy tale. This one is action, comedy, gore. But in a lot of ways, I get to play stupid, right? I get to play like the fool in certain ways, right? And that was like a great relief, believe it or not, to not feel like I'm bearing the weight of my entire ethnicity simply by existing.
Right.
And so what was great is also, I think on the page, the character may seem not the brightest, but for me, it was really about, it's not that he's not smart, it's that he's in over his head.
That's
right?
what I got.
And
That's what I got too.
Yeah, and he's very loyal. And like I said, on the page, it might seem like that, but I ad-lib a lot on the show, and they're very gracious in their edit and what they use. And so the types of things that come off comedic or as the comedic relief isn't necessarily stupid as much as it is off kilter and inappropriate.
Right.
For me a lot. Like I was talking to one person, but I was like, yeah, I have a whole thing where I was like, you know, we joke about some dead Russian we have in the back, Baryshnikov, and I had ad-libbed this whole thing about dancing and wanting to do ballet, and how if you actually watch Die Hard, the Russian guy that tries to kill him at the end is actually this famous dancer, and I wanted to be just like it. And I go into a whole thing, and it's not stupid, it's just, what the hell are you talking about? and I went on a rant when I first did the scene, and I ad-libbed a whole thing, and then Dion, I'm not sure if it was in character or not, goes, "Are you finished?" and they use that on the show.
This is why I think that the Leon character works so well, because you got to think, all right, in these shows, in the world that they're creating, like you know what I'm saying, you it's like a level of extreme that certain characters have to be. Like Kathy, like your wife, like she's like all in, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like she sees what happens and she's all in. I'm trying to get the money. Dion's character, like he's trying to convince his wife, you know what I'm saying? His wife is more so like, you know, like, hey, I don't need this. But like your character, for a lot of people, a lot of us in general, that's how we will react to these situations. Like we'll see, like you got to weigh everything. You're like, all right, it's $100 million. It's like, all right, this money can change our life. So I'm like, all right, I'm down. And then when you are actually in the nitty gritty of it, like people don't know how they're going to react when they see somebody's insides, when you see somebody getting sawed to like, yeah, the idea sounds right. Like, oh yeah, I seen the movie. We got to saw the body. We got to get rid of it. Yeah. But then
so the body cuts up, put it in, cover it in that, dissolve it. Yeah. You take it down to the river, call it a day. It's like, no, you throwing up off the first cut.
Right. You know what I'm saying? They mad at you because you let the head roll. You're like, hey man, I heard bears. I don't know what was going on. Like,
I don't deal with heads. That's not my niche.
Right. So it's like, to me, that's the most level-headed character, because it's like you're not necessarily level-headed, but that you giving genuine reactions to how most people react in these situations.
I mean, the show is called Average Joe, and obviously Dion is the Joe, but in a lot of ways, I'm the average person trying to figure out how we do this. Like, it's that thing of like everybody has a plan till they get hit.
Yeah, Mike Tyson said you gotta.
Everyone thinks they can handle a heist until you have to handle a heist. Everyone thinks they can handle hiding a dead body until you have to hide a dead body.
I often say, I was like, this is why I know that I can't do a heavy crime. One, I've never had a fake ID in my life. I wouldn't even know how to get a fake ID. Two, I don't know how to travel anonymously. Like, I don't, like, if I robbed the bank. Another thing, I don't know how to wash money. There's a lot of things in the criminal underworld that I don't know what to do. So I was like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. And that's what Kathy's there for in a lot of ways. Like, Joe has a skill set. Truco's character is a cop. Kathy loves murder mystery. And Leon is willing to step up for his friends when it's time. And Leon's a shooter.
Yeah.
Like, that's the other thing.
Let's talk about that, right?
Leon definitely, like, that was the fun thing about seeing, like, because, you know, they build it a little bit when you see me playing around in my hardware store. But like the cat's a sniper,
right?
You know what I mean? He knows how to use it, you know. And we had folks on set, you know, and I've used guns in a couple different varieties and capacities, but definitely never a rifle with a scope. So like that was fun because my guy was there to teach me all these things and about breathing during the shot and all of that. And I got some fights and stuff like that. And so that's actually what's really cool about the second season of the show, August 19th on Primetime Plus or on Paramount Plus. What's cool is that because we've seen the different things from Leon, we've seen how loyal he is, but not devoted to the underworld life. But we also seen that he has some skills. You know, he literally fought some big badass Russian hand to hand and fucking hammered him. You know what I mean? He's using his rifle to shoot guys. So now we know he has a skill set. It really is about his morality and the lengths he's willing to go for his friends, his family, his wife. And I think that's what gets kicked up the second season. Second season, we're I don't think it's a spoiler, but you know, we're doing things to save Joe's wife and kid.
Yeah.
You know, Joe's wife and kid are in danger after they try and leave, and Joe goes to Africa to sort of solve this. And
now, did y'all film in Africa?
Yeah, Cape Town.
Oh man, how was that? How was that?
Let me tell you something. So they cut our budget, but it's going to look like they gave us $10 more million. It is because we're on location in Cape Town. Some of the most beautiful things you ever seen. Table Mountain. The waters that are over there. The landscape, the people. It is a truly beautiful place, and I think we get to see Cape Town, South Africa, in a way that I have rarely seen on American television, if at all.
Okay.
And you know, including having, you know, when we were shooting Atlanta for Pennsylvania, excuse me, Atlanta for Pittsburgh, it was all local actors, right? So for this, it's the same. All of the supporting cast, these are actual South African actors. Prop Tusi is a big deal over in South Africa as a performer, as a DJ, as a host. Katilango works all the time in South Africa. So a lot of the people that we have on the show are pretty well known there and probably lesser here. And this is a good way to sort of blend those cultures and those medias, including the stunt team. Like we got a lot more explosions and a lot more stunts and a lot more combat. And our stunt team, it's the same people, the stunt team and the people who helped me recover, because I actually really tore my Achilles before the show started they wrote it in. Yeah. So the recovery team and the stunt team, it's the people who did Children of Blood and Bones, who did Warrior Queen, is it? The Viola Davis movie? I can't remember the name of it.
Oh,
Yeah. So they did the stunts for all of these movies, and they did it for us. Wow. And it shows. I mean, we have a 4-person fight in an abandoned mall on like the 3rd floor, and it is one of the craziest things I've ever been a part of. Like we were going to stunt rehearsal. We were like getting limber. We're doing moves. It's a whole lot of fight choreography. There's tons of that stuff. So it is a bigger, badder, bloodier, gorier, more explosions season 2 of Average Joe.
Oh man, I can't wait, bro. Because like I said, it's that cast is, like I said, you guys' chemistry on screen is amazing, and like I said, it's like with everybody, like I said, you and Kathy's relationship is hilarious because, like I said, she's legit crazy, like she, but it's like I feel like it's one of those situations, you know, they say as guys, man, we attracted to the crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Look, I will tell you this. As someone who dates strong Black women, Kathy is a strong Black woman, and she will hold it down. You know, I think the thing that's different about her is she's way more prone to embrace the underworld life than the rest, the characters in the cast. You know what I mean? I think Truco's character does a little. So I mean, he's not the cleanest cop ever. You know what I mean? So and he's got his own demons.
Yeah.
You know
Oh
what I mean?
man. When they did that reveal, I was like, oh, I
Oh
felt so bad.
yeah. Everyone's. I mean, that's the beauty of the show is that everyone's got something that they're working on personally.
Yeah.
That is motivating them to keep going deeper and darker into this underworld that they're dealing with.
Yeah. Well, you know what? One thing, and this has nothing to do with the show, but it was like, you know what? This is what made me think about what Leon and Kathy. If this was a zombie apocalypse, y'all would be the couple that get it on during the zombie apocalypse. Like, I always got this theory. I'd be like, because I was like, anytime I watch like somebody have a baby in the zombie apocalypse, I'd be like, that is very irresponsible. Why are you having a baby in this situation? And then seeing the amount of times you and Leon and Kathy in the face of danger, it's like, what is going on here?
Leon and Kathy are ready to get done. Look, as long as they're on the same page, that excites them. So if it's on the same page about getting this money, if it's on the same page about cutting up this body, if it's on the same page about murdering this dude, that excites them. They're like, because you also got to realize that there was a riff before the show started, right? Like they were on their way to, not necessarily that Leon knew this, but in a lot of ways they were on their way to separate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she even says that as much in the middle of the first season, which is a big blow to Leon. Leon is a huge romantic and is greatly in love with his wife. And, and people say stuff about Kathy, but, I feel like it's that real life meme of like, why is it always somebody who's like kind of meek is always with like this strong woman? And it's just like, look, somebody, when my steak come in wrong, I need somebody got to say something.
Exactly. If I'm the humble hand guy, like, oh, it's okay. No, sometimes you need that person. Like, no.
Yeah. I need her to be like, no, he did not order it medium. He ordered it medium rare. Okay. She right. She's right.
One thing that I did find out about you, because like I said, I know you love the fantastical, the magical side, but you are a huge Doctor Who fan. And so for me, like I got onto Doctor Who late, and I'm like, I'm still trying to find where I should start because I'm like, that's to me like that's my blemish on my nerd catalogs. Like I haven't dove deep into Doctor Who. I know it's dope. I know, but I'm just like, where do I start? But if I wanted to get from you, I guess like what attracted you to the Doctor Who universe?
I don't even know how I mean, and this would have been probably at this point when Tenet was Doctor Who. That would have been, I want to say 12 years ago or something like that. I don't know how I came across it at all. I don't know if I had BBC Network. I don't know where I was watching it. And it might have been the Angels episode where they're all stoned and things like that.
Oh, I see that come multiple times. Yeah.
Yeah. It's huge. And so one, I'd seen that, but two, this doctor, this character was so fascinating to me. The way Tennant played it was so fascinating to me. And I think by the time he played it, he might have been the third actor in the reboot of this version of the show. Because I think there was Eccleston and one other whose name escapes me. But, the show goes back to the 60s.
Yeah. Deep history.
And they're genius because they're like, because the whole reason we've got this lore is because their first actor left the show and they're like, and they want to keep the show going. And they were just like, yeah, the Doctor, he just he becomes a new thing. He becomes new,
right?
After a thing like it's sci-fi. Why not? You know what I mean? And so I watched the show when Tennant was there, and I loved it. I loved everything he was doing, and it was also the exact kind of character I would want to play.
Oh yeah, I was about to get into that. Like I definitely see you in that universe, bro.
Oh my God, that is if I could be Doctor Who. That would be a dream. If I could be the Doctor, that would be a dream role for me, just because of the cleverness, the silliness, the sci-fi aspect of it, the fantasy aspect of it. I just love it. I'm the two biggest things I have that probably let folks know that I'm wondering how you knew, but I feel like the two biggest indicators were one, my girlfriend made me a cake that had a birthday cake. And it was Doctor Who, but with my face on it.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
And then I also have a piggy bank, which is the TARDIS.
You want to know where I actually got it from? which is I was
Where?
like, so your friendship with Yvette Nicole Brown, and
Okay.
she gift you like a watch or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, a couple of years back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw that interaction, and then I saw everything, but I was like, oh shit! I was like, he like,
Where did you see that?
Threads.
Okay, that's amazing because can I tell you something? Here's the watch.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea. I forgot she gave it to me. I didn't remember who gave it to me. So thank you so much for letting me know. I totally forgot.
Well, because I thought so. Here's what it was. Because if for anybody who follows you on social media, you are very, very outspoken. Like just even on what's going on in the world, political and things like that. And somebody was trying to come for you on something, and Yvette Nicole Brown came to your defense. And I was like, wait a minute. I was like, one, Yvette Nicole Brown is everybody's family. Like she rides for everybody. But with the way that she was riding for you, I was like, man, they must got like, a real life friendship. And so I started diving deeper into that. And then when I saw that she gifted that watch, I was like, hey man, that was pretty dope. And I was like, wait a minute, he's a huge Dr. Hugh fan. I was like, let me make sure I bring that up on the interview. Like,
oh yeah. Who? It's about time.
Yeah.
Me. So you know how me and Yvette Nicole Brown met is, so there was a show called The Big House with Kevin Hart.
Yes.
And it was a sort of reverse Fresh Prince. And the idea was that Kevin Hart's character was big and famous and then had to move back home to Philadelphia with his family. And so Yvette Nicole Brown played his sister. And I played someone she went on a date with. And it was really cool because it was one of my first roles when I got to LA as a guest star. And I got to be like the trophy boyfriend type of guy, right? Like the cool guy that they wanted to be there. And it was like, I hadn't often played that sort of a role. Like I said, I play a lot of when I was younger, I played like nerds and thugs or, around the way dudes with hearts of gold,
Right.
Except when I was on Sopranos, he didn't have a heart of gold. He just sold drugs. He was just selling crack to the community, But yeah, so that was a really fun role, and we've been friends ever since then.
No, that's dope. I listen. I love when, like I said, when like you start seeing like the black actors and actresses that we know, like I have legit, relationships and stuff like that. 'Cause I'm like, that's dope to see. And like I say, you see that support, and because we're all in that same type of fight. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's really dope to see that. All right, so I got 2 segments that I do that we do here that I want to do before we get you out of here.
Okay.
So I'm introducing a new segment called Clock Punch.
Okay.
And so, do you recall your last job before, like your actual last 9-to-5 job?
My last depends. My last real job, which was not a real job, was selling toner over the phone.
Oh.
Yeah. I worked 6 to 1 because basically, actually, that show, The Big House, that I was telling you about?
Yes.
Right after that, I went broke. Like I had paid off all my debts. I had lent money to family and friends. And so I was broke. And so I wound up through a neighbor, finding about this job. So I would bike to work at 6 a.m. and get off at 1. And I still didn't have a car at the time. So I'd use 1 to 5 is when I would audition. Yeah. And I'd take the bus. I lived in Culver City, so I was taking a bus from Culver to Burbank to the studios and then coming right back to audition. So that was my last job, and that was probably around 2003. Okay. That was my last not acting job. Before that, I was interning at Bear Stearns. I was a tutor up in Harlem. Like I was a teaching artist. Reedland Center and Truce and things like that. So like most of the time I either do like some sort of like community stuff, like either teaching artists, nonprofit theater company, like all of that sort of stuff. So that one was my last like job. I hated life. Like I was like Chris Rock talking about scrubbing shrimp off the thing, watching the clock. Like I hated my life so much. Like, and I was so broke. I'd bike to work, and there was a Burger King right in front of where we worked, and I'd get like the $1 fries, the $1 burger, and a $1 drink because I think they had a $1 special. for everything. So I'd get $3 worth of breakfast every morning. And then one day my bike got stolen. And then I'm there in the car. I forget who's in the car. It's me, Shadon, and maybe Bruno or somebody. And we see somebody on a red bike and we pull up. And it turns out it wasn't who we thought it was. I thought it was who stole my bike. And that guy is lucky because he was about to get a poor person's beat down. There's nothing like being broke and somebody take your shit.
Right.
And you righteous. You're like, I'm taking out all the society on your ass. This is it. Every loss I've had in life is your fault. you getting that beat down. He was about to get it full on hands, feet, elbows. He was finna get the whole Muay Thai, and you know what I mean? The UFC, the MCU. Right. He's gonna get it all.
He's about to get everything.
Every last fist.
Do you recall your last day? Like was it the time you was like, you know what? I got something better, or you know what? This job is sucking the soul out of me and I'm out of here. Like, do you recall your last day?
I 100% remember my last day. It was a lunch break and I was in the car with Shadon and homegirl whose name I don't remember. It's probably best I don't. And we were on lunch break going to the Compton swap meet, right? Mm-hmm. And I was just rolling with him. I wasn't finna buy nothing. And I noticed she didn't have no license plate on the back of her car, but I moved on. So we're driving, and at some point, cops go past us. And I'm like, because, I'm black, so I'm like, automatically,
right.
I don't even trust cops being anywhere near me. And I had a joint in my ear, so I put the joint down, put it in my sock. We get pulled over. They go, and keep in mind, I only know this woman from work. They go, license and registration, please. And then she goes, here, and hands him a card from our job. Our job is not even a real job. So we're scamming people. These are scams. I was like, what are you doing? You can't go scam first. So she hands him that, and I'm like, we're in trouble already. Mm-hmm. Right? No license. She's like registration. She's like, oh, we got this from a police auction. I'm like, what are these words? Why are we doing anything but giving them papers? Right? He's like, oh, okay, no doubt. Runs who she is. Comes back. Step out of the car, ma'am. They go back. I'm looking back. I'm like, what? They got her in cuffs. And the other partner tells us to step out of the car. Puts homegirl in cuffs. Starts to put me in cuffs. I'm like, hey, what's happening? I'm like, what's going on? You haven't told me anything. What is this? And they're like, what? Cuffs, nigga. And then they let Shadon go. They tried to get me on something, right? And they were searching me. They were trying to look for the joint or whatever, and they couldn't find it because I had it wherever I had it. And then they're like, when a cop tells you to do something, you do it. I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm real defiant, you know what I mean? Because I'm 23. I'm like, yeah. And then they don't find nothing. They let me go, and then we're walking. I'm like, what the? And then I'm looking at old girl who's still in cuffs, and I'm trying to make eye contact, but she's zoned out because she go to prison. Right. She's in violation of something. Everybody I know who go to jail is violation of parole. It's like the second biggest offense I know somebody to have. And then we're walking, and then we get stopped by the cops again. Different cops while walking. And he's like, we're like, why are you stopping us? He's like, oh, are you guys truant from school? And I'm like, oh, girl looks young, but I was like, I'm 23. I was like, what truancy is there? And we're laughing. He's like, why are you laughing? She's like, just the second time we got stopped by the cops. And he goes, oh yeah, there's a crazy lady with a razor blade in her hair. And we're like, what? And then he just walks away. And we go, and then we're sitting, coming from lunch break. And they're like, where's the old girl? We're like, she's arrested. And then they explain the whole thing. They're like, Malcolm, when the cops do this? And I finally went, I just sat there, not talking. And I went, I quit. I was just like, I quit. I gotta be able to. Because I think I had at least a commercial agent at the time. I was still broke, but I had some. I thought there was some. I was like, some. I was just like, I can't.
This
I hate my
ain't
life.
it. This is not it.
This ain't it. It's been 6 months. I felt like I could get unemployment. Like I was like, it's time to go home, man. This is absolutely a terrible life.
Right. All right. So we got a segment called Geekset Hypotheticals. There's 2 hypotheticals. I kind of shifted it around for you because of things that you have dealt with, plus also on some nerd stuff. So you are on the run. Who would you rather have chasing you? The Russian Mafia, Vought, or Shield?
Oh, good job. Russian Mafia, Vought, or Shield? I think. Now it depends. If I want to stay alive, Shield, because I feel like Shield, I actually did something, and they'll just take me to prison.
Okay,
right? Like Shield doesn't just go after you, so I probably did something. Vought, I don't want Vought after me at all, because they're going to send a superhero with a bad attitude, and they're going to kill me by accident or something, or they're going to experiment me. I don't need that at all. Russian Mob is probably the one I'm most okay with. I feel like I could debate the Russian Mob. They might still kill me, but like I feel like I could have an out. If I'm prominent enough in society, I got a shot at staying alive. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, Shield if I want to stay alive. The Russians, I think they have the least capability of getting me between Vought and Shield.
Okay, all right. I mean? All right. So my last hypothetical: if you could take 2 characters that you have portrayed and put them in a buddy cop movie, which 2 characters would you choose?
2 characters I have and put them in a buddy cop movie?
Yes.
I would put. Oh, you know what would be interesting? Leon from Average Joe and Lem from Timeless.
Ooh.
I mean, no, Lem from Better Off Ted.
I know what you did.
Yeah, the scientist. I think that would be such a weird duo if they were both cops.
Wait, who's the straight man?
I don't know. I don't know that you need one. I mean, here's the thing: Leon's a killer. You know what I mean? Like Leon has actually shot people and killed people.
True.
You know what I mean? And Lem, if he has killed anybody, it's been by an experimental accident that went too far. But I think if we do the buddy cop thing, Leon will probably play a little more of a serious role in that.
Okay.
Because Leon has seen death, he's cut up bodies, he's done all this sort of thing. So I think oddly enough, Lem might be the voice of reason when Leon isn't, but then Leon might be the voice of reason when Lem does something scientifically evil.
Hey, I think that I'll be tuned into that. Oh, you know, okay. Before we wrap up, I did want to ask you, because you, again, being a rapper from Brooklyn, that Jay-Z show had to mean a lot, bro. Like,
oh, in the Yankee Stadium?
Yeah. Did you get a chance? I don't know. Did you get a chance to attend?
Oh yeah. I was backstage.
Wait, I don't know if you serious.
No.
Okay. Because I was like, you could have been. I was like, wait a minute.
No, I love the idea that I've got this type of pull. Joe Budden even couldn't get. He had to get special. You know what I mean?
But are you a Hov fan?
I am. There's, I don't want to get controversial. This is, I didn't like what he was saying about protesting.
Yeah, okay. That's valid. That's valid.
In the second freestyle, because as somebody who's protested, who comes from a family who does that, and Jay-Z does a lot of positive stuff for the community as well, right? But I just felt like it was like sort of whataboutism sort of stuff. So I didn't love that. But I did love his first freestyle that he did, where he addressed sort of the shots that had been coming at him over the years. Yeah. And I thought it was dope. I thought that was dope as hell. And he just puts on a great concert, man. He had Eminem coming there. Yeah. And one thing I appreciate about Jay is one of the cleanest performers you'll ever see as a rapper. Yeah. There's a reason he's been able to perform globally. And there's a lot of different people that have a different type of energy, right? Like DMX and Busta Rhymes have incredible energy when it comes to the stage. But what I love about Jay is that he's so clear and so concise with his lyricism on stage. And it's very rarely like 38 people backing him. Do you know what I mean? A lot of times it's just, excuse me, it's just him. Sort of like the Kendrick Lamar pop out concert.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They make it very clear that like my vocals are nice. It's not just my rhythm and it's like the way I deliver my speech is nice.
Yeah.
It's captivating. I want you to hear this.
No, definitely. So, Average Joe, August 19th, man. Like I said, let's just let one more time before we get out here. Fans need to tap in. What do they expect? What can they expect from this season?
Second season, bigger, bloodier, more fights, more action, more intrigue. The guest stars take it up a notch. Everyone is going to really. Our big bad, Hasim. I might be saying his name wrong, but you've seen him in 1,000,001 movies throughout life. This guy does not age. And he kills it as our villain, man. And he's ruthless in a very different way than our bad guy Pasha was last year.
Mm-hmm.
Our bad guy last year was just kind of measured and did some violence, but this guy, I think, thinks he's ordained by a sort of religious prophecy, which creates a sort of unpredictability and a loyalness from his followers that creates a lot of death and destruction in their wake that we have to handle. So it's really cool because we're strangers in a foreign land, but we meaning the cast, the characters, and the audience get to experience it together. You know, we get to experience seeing the beauty of Cape Town. One of the earliest things we do as soon as we get to South Africa is just see these beautiful landmarks and see the people walking there. Yeah. And then shortly after that, a bunch of people get killed and drowned and hit with hammers and shot at. So, you know, it's great.
All right. And where can my people find you at?
Oh, people are always asking how to find me. I think I'm on Twitter. No, I'm not on Twitter anymore.
You exited.
Instagram.
You left it. I saw your exit message.
Yeah. Did I leave an exit message?
Yes, he did.
What was it?
You said the people who own this site, they support. I can't. I don't know. I might get demonetized if I say what you said, but
okay,
you called them out, and rightfully so.
Sure.
You say I'm off this app.
I am more vocal than I expect sometimes. People will tell me later what I said. I'm like, really? I'm like, you know what's funny? And this is on a serious note. I had, when I was at Comic-Con, I had a trans person come up to me and they were like, thank you for speaking out about this and being so supportive. And I was like, am I? I was like, I don't even remember saying anything. But apparently it's a knee-jerk enough reaction when it comes out.
Yeah. That's the thing. That to me, that proves genuineness of it. Like, in Milwaukee, you know what I'm saying, my cousin, she's a big activist for the LGBTQ plus community and everything. And so, like, I often offer, like, my time and assistance as an ally to help and everything like that. And you never really know how far it goes. And even just being there or just being normal, like treating people, like that goes, that goes a long way because, the people on the other side is so vocal, so loud about, being against it. So it's like where you're like, oh, you wasn't being performative when whatever you did connected with that person. Like when you did it, you just did it because you are a good person. So when people call it out, they're like, oh, thank you. You're like, wait, what did I do? Like I had
no idea. I just gave him some ice cream. I don't know. But yeah, you can find me at Malcolm Barrett on most things. I might be under Verbal Be rapping under something. Mm-hmm. And that's how you find me, man. That's it. That's all. My main social media is Instagram and every once in a while Threads.
Okay, all right. Well, as always, man, this has been your boy Deuces. This has been the amazing Malcolm Barrett, and this is the only place that blend hip hop culture and geek culture together. And we are out. Peace.